Let's try to fix the camera a little so we can properly do our live stream. Hello, hi, how are you? Today is a Saturday. Here in the Philippines, it is 9 p.m. in the evening. All right. I hope you are all doing fine and well. This live stream will be uploaded later. Okay, will be available for everyone here. For those who like this channel, if you have nothing better to do, let's have a sort of a hangout out here. All right, we have two topics for this particular live stream. First one, the first topic. It's about the U.S. aircraft carrier. The U.S. aircraft carrier that was seen off the coast of Sorsogon. The U.S. aircraft carrier seen off the coast of Sorsogon here in the Philippines, particularly southern Luzon, okay, Bicol region. Now, the Philippines is in Asia, Southeast Asia, composed of three major islands, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Now, the Bicol region or Sorsogon is part of southern Luzon. Another topic is a continuation of our chat yesterday on meditation. Okay, can we meditate about money, or can we meditate on richness, or on prosperity or affluence? So our other topic is meditation on affluence. By the way, I'm Jason, your host. This channel, Hagbayon Channel, a small YouTube channel devoted to current events, literature, rock music, martial arts, blade culture, the outdoors, prepping, and survivalism. Uh, a few minutes ago, uh, a few, well, not really minutes, I think it was more than an hour ago, I was with Mr. Jimpol Borlagdan of Tobacco City for a live stream on creative writing for the Tobacco Writers Workshop page, Tawo Talks. Tawo Talks with Jimpol Borlagdan. So more power to Tawo or the Tobacco Writers Workshop, and more power to Jimpol and to Tawo Talks. Now let's go back. A U.S. aircraft carrier was seen off the coast of Sorsogon. So what does it mean for all of us? Um, January 24, 2022 news article at the U.S. Naval Institute. Uh, it was uh, it was reported that the military or the U.S. Navy, U.S. military, particularly the U.S. Navy, is actually doing some military exercises at West Philippine Sea, particularly near the coast of the Philippines, since February. No, not January 22. Since January 22, the military drill or drilling exercise is actually being led by Rear Admiral J.T. Anderson. Okay, by Rear Admiral J.T. Anderson, the commander of the strike group, okay, being led by USS Abraham Lincoln, okay, USS Abraham Lincoln, along with another aircraft carrier, the Carl Vinson, USS Carl Vinson. Now, in another article, a local article at ABS-CBN News, February 3, 2022 article, um, The USS Abraham Lincoln, okay, was seen at San Bernardino Strait, okay, by a civilian, by a Filipino, okay, by a Filipino citizen, civilian, by Michael Fugnit. So credit to Michael Fugnit because we used his photo. The same photo was actually used by the ABS-CBN for the news report. So this photo was taken by Michael Fugnit. Reportedly, he saw the uh, USS Abraham Lincoln at the San Bernardino Strait off the coast of Sorsogon while in a car, perhaps driving, and he found it to be a not so ordinary ship. So he took a photo of it. Now, uh, in an article, okay, by CNBC, February 4, 2022 article. The news article says that the U.S. is actually ready to respond to further escalation. Further escalation as per the Russia-Ukraine tension at Eastern Europe. So the thing now is there's a presence now of the U.S. aircraft carrier here in the Philippines, particularly southern Luzon, Sorsogon. So is it something intentional or just happened to be there, or the military exercise is actually something that is preconceived or intentional, or something that is planned by the US because of the current issue at Eastern Europe? Is it something that they actually was able to anticipate? You see, Russia has now sent some troops also to Syria. Okay, what does this mean? Maybe perhaps the US uh, is being seen as being aggressive here. So Russia also sending you know some soldiers to Syria, aside from Ukraine, to actually force it force the um, latter countries to join its cause. Okay, particularly that the Syria, etc., Afghanistan. I these countries are being ruled by the ISIS, or under the control of the ISIS, and could very well neutralize Israel as well, because as you know, some Arab countries are also a little bit hot on Israel, and Israel was able to neutralize them years back uh, during the 7 Days War. But then again, at the time, Russia was not part of the equation. It was only Israel versus the other Arab countries. Um, would it be that Russia is trying to gain momentum in the area? Trying to meet up, trying to team up, meet up, and team up with the rogue states. Uh, the rogue states being what? Being under rogue states under the control of the ISIS. You see, in the Philippines, there's President Duterte actually trying to avoid the Philippines from being a war zone or a battlefield by appearing not to be with the US. Okay, appearing to be, you know, somehow uh, not on the side, okay, of the US most of the time, as Glindapan from his pronouncements. Um, um, but then again, China is already at practice, and WPS. Okay, is China hoping for the Philippines to let to let them actually to let them proceed here, being that President Duterte has been vocal about we let's eat some fruits, some grapes, being vocal about being against the U.S. and all that, and it could all be just a strategy to avoid the Philippines from becoming a war zone. But then, well, China, the Chinese or China, would see it as an expression of alliance and could very well be a sign that it could actually, ask the Philippines to let their soldiers proceed here and occupy the Philippines. So these things are important questions right now. We may try to ignore them, but they are important questions. Uh, Hence, the U.S. presence in the West Philippine Sea, uh, could it be an advanced party? As we said, did the U.S. Anticipate these things from happening? Is this something planned? You know, is this something planned? Feel free to comment down below if you have any inputs. Uh, Feel free to comment down the comment section. Now, let's proceed to our another our other topic, which is meditation on affluence. We said that we are basing this discussion on the book of. Let's look for the book. This book. This book. Okay. By Deepak Chopra, medical doctors, MD. Deepak Chopra, who in essence said that all reality is actually made up of the same thing. You're all made up of the same thing, and that you're made up of atoms, subatomic particles, the same thing, and these atoms are being held by energy, by buoyant forces that hold them together. And when you think about it, money is made up of atoms as well. Gold is made up of atoms, the same way that silver or lead is made up of atoms. It just depends upon the arrangement, the quantity of the atoms that make up the aforementioned objects. Therefore, somehow we can see that the universe is actually abundant and with unlimited abundance. And actually, the universe is conscious, it has consciousness. And the only difference between consciousness inside our heads and consciousness outside of our heads is that consciousness within our minds is actually translatable into language, when while consciousness outside of our minds is not. However, we posited last time, also according to the book, that we can actually subject consciousness outside of our minds. We can subject it to our consciousness, so we can meditate on them to hopefully what affect it, because it is seen that everything is actually affected by our thoughts. So let's go to more items here in this book that would help us meditate on affluence. So let's proceed to chapter 2, the A to Z steps to creating affluence. Here, uh, Deepak actually provides us with the mnemonics, A to Z, A to Z mnemonics that would help us meditate on affluence. But then again, meditation here is not conscious meditation, because according to him, it will make it stressful and tedious. And so it's not uh, a conscious meditation, but it's important to just what? To just know about the elements, the A to Z elements, so that we can meditate on affluence. Let's read about it. What then are the states of awareness? The information and energy states that give rise to the experience of wealth in our lives. For the sake of convenience and to make it easy to remember, I have listed them in order as the A to Z steps to creating affluence. In my experience, is it not necessary to consciously practice the attitudes I am about to describe in order to materialize wealth? Materialize wealth. If you have read the books of Jaime Licauco, there are parts of the book that cover materialization of objects. People who can actually produce objects out of nothing. Some people can actually produce money out of nothing and produce food out of nothing. Some people doubt, the veracity of the articles, but at least we can say that there are articles articles that are devoted to said topic. So this a way, this A to Z steps. It's a way to materialize wealth. Using effort to consciously practice an attitude or to cultivate a mood is unnecessary and can cause strain and stress. It is important only that we know that this A to Z attitudes are, that we know what these A to Z attitudes are, that we know what the steps are, that we are aware of them, that we be aware of them. The more we become aware of them, the more this knowledge gets structured in our consciousness and awareness. Then it is more likely that our attitude and behavior will change spontaneously without any effort on our part. Knowledge has organizing power inherent in it. It is simply enough to know, to be aware of the process. The knowledge will be processed and metabolized by our bodies, and the results will be spontaneous. The results do not come overnight but begin to manifest gradually over a period of time. If you will look at this list and read it once a day or listen to it on tape every day, then you will see the changes that happen spontaneously in your life and the effortless ease with which wealth and affluence come into your life. Let's start with letter A. A stands for all possibilities, absolute, and authority, affluence, and abundance. The true nature of our ground state and that of the universe is that it is a field of all possibilities. In our most primordial form, we are a field of all possibilities. From this level, it is possible to create anything. This field is our own essential nature. It is our inner self. It is also called the absolute, and it is the ultimate authority. It is intrinsically affluent because it gives rise to the infinite diversity and abundance of the universe. So for letter A, I'd rather remember A as abundance. There's so many words there. We have authority, absolute, affluence, abundance. I'd rather remember letter A as abundance. That we remember that the universe we are in, or the multiverse we are in, is abundant. It's only up to us to actually manifest that abundance in our very lives. For letter B, okay, letter B. B stands for better and best. So evolution implies getting better and better in every way with time. Ultimately getting for ourselves the best of everything. People with wealth consciousness settle only for the best. This is also called the principle of highest first. Go first class all the way, and the universe will respond by giving you the best. So, letter B is better and best. There's a saying that mm, there's a mnemonic or a mantra. Yeah, a mantra. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. So, so that's it. Uh, you have to be aware of the notion of the principle that uh, evolution is, going forward. It goes better. It goes for the best. So we aim for the best so that we be better. We aim for the best so that we be better. So we have letter A, which is abundance, and we go to the notion or the idea of uh, better and best. So we just have to be aware of those ideas, of those state of minds. Letter C. Letter C stands for carefreeness and charity. Okay, $1 billion, $1 billion in the bank without the experience of carefreeness and charity is a state of poverty. Wealth consciousness, by definition, is a state of mind. If you are constantly concerned about how much money you need, then irrespective of the actual dollar amount that you have in your account, you are really poor. Carefreeness automatically leads to charity and sharing because the source from which it all comes is infinite, unbounded, and inexhaustible. So we go to letter C. Let me remember letter C as carefreeness and charity. In one vlog by another financial educator, Chinky, Chink Positive, Chinky Tan. Shout out to Mr. Chinky Tan. Uh, he says that one way to get rich is to do the following. Number one, uh, number one, earn as much as you can. Number two, save as much as you can. Number three, invest as much as you can. And number four, help as much as you can. So, but helping others as much as you can is ranked number four. It's only done after the first three. But then again, here in the book of in this book by Chipak Chopra, charity is part of it. So when you do charity, you become careless, carelessness. So being relaxed and being a person of faith, having faith in the higher power give you uh, that would give you affluence. Because as we said, the universe is letter A. The universe is affluent. The universe is abundant. Because number two, the universe is getting better. So everything is getting better. So we must always aim for the best, and so that will be better. And of course, letter C, we have to be relaxed, careless, and we have to be charitable. So, and we have to help. Okay, letter D. Okay, D stands for the law of demand and supply. Whatever service you want to give, there is a demand for it. Ask yourself, how may I serve? How can I help? The answers are within you. When you find those answers, you will also see and know that there is a demand for your service. D also stands for Dharma. Each of us has a Dharma, a purpose in life. When we are in Dharma, we enjoy and love our work. Well, D, I would rather remember D as demand. Demand, supply. That in this universe, there's always demand, there's always something you can give. In this universe, you're always needed. There's no such thing as a notion of you not being needed, not being important. Because number one, A, the universe is abundant. Letter B, uh, the universe is getting better, going for the best. We also must go for the best and get better. And we have to be relaxed about it. We have to be uh, uh, carefree about it. We have to be charitable about it. And D, we have to remember that there's always something we can give to this world. Demand and supply. You always have something to supply this world. So if you are a businessman, you have to remember that you should go into the business where there is demand, where you can actually give supply. Okay, let's go to letter E. Letter E stands for exalting in the success of others, especially your competitors and those who consider themselves your enemies. Your competitors and enemies will become your helpers when you exalt in their success. E also stands for the principle that expectancy determines outcome. So always expect the best, and you'll see that the outcome is spontaneous, contained in the expectation. So letter E stands for exalting and in expectation. Exalt and expectation. Well, this goes to show us that the universe is indeed abundant, and if we praise others because of their success, we are just we are just partaking of the abundance of the universe, and we are just making ourselves better along with others that may even be our competitors and may even be our enemies, because sooner or later they will end up as our helpers and supporters as well. That is actually the principle of this part of the the part of the book. Aside from exalt or exalting uh, the success of others, there's also uh, expectancy. So when you expect something, that's when you actually uh, not only confirm, you expect it, you claim it, you claim it as yours. Because again, because the universe is abundant, everything gets better. So we have to relax to be relaxed about it. We have to be carefree, and we have to be charitable. Okay, and we have to uh, know that we are always needed. We can always supply, because there's always demand for us. There's always a need for us, and we only have to find where that is, where that place where we only have to find a place where we are needed, and we are able to give, to serve or supply. And we must exalt what the success of other people, even if they are our competitors and even our enemies. And we exalt, and we actually we actually should also um, expect. Okay, expect, because doing your best, you expect for a result, and you claim the result. So this is all for now. As per our meditation on affluence, this live stream will be uploaded here at Hagbayon Channel, and can be accessed later. So, okay, thanks for watching. Jason here for the Hagbayon Channel and TMS Talks. Remember, the pen is mightier with a sword.